Welcome back, everyone. This is my last official ride of 2021, and I just thought I'd kind of go over some of the things I did this year with motorcycles. So the first thing I did in 2021 is I bought this motorcycle, a 2020 CRF 250L, and I have loved this thing, and it's a bike that I can't ever see myself selling. And I know I've said that for a few different vehicles in my day, but I think there's just a general rule of never sell a dual sport motorcycle. So in the early part of the year, before I even really got a chance to drive the thing, I was already doing a couple add-ons and modifications to it that I think make it better for what I need it to do, such as hand guards, windscreen, new handlebar, a new radiator guard, you know, stuff like that. And also making sure that my Reckless 40 panniers from Moscow Moto fit on the bike properly, and they do. I think it's the perfect size for this bike. After that, once spring broke, I got my CB500F out of storage, and I think that's one of the first riding videos I did for the year. Well, no, I take that back. I did a few riding videos on this before I got the CB500F out. And so as the year went on, I started liking this bike more than the CB500, only because it was a new experience. I'd never done gravel or off-road style stuff before, and it was just, this bike let me explore so much more than the CB did that it really just stole the cake for pretty much everything. And when I decided that I wanted to move states, and I had, chose to buy a house, a couple things had to go, and that was the Z4 and the CB500. I do regret selling it. It was an awesome bike, but, I might pick up something else here in the near future. Who knows? Another thing I did on this bike was the Minnesota Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail, which was a 900-mile road trip I did on this bike from southern Minnesota up to Brule Lake in the Arrowhead region in the boundary waters of northern Minnesota. And that was such an amazing trip. Now, I will admit that although the name is Minnesota Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail, there wasn't a whole lot of trail involved with it. It was mostly pavement, and that was for a couple of reasons. One, the trip was fairly short notice, so I didn't have time to really, I didn't have time to plan out the whole trip to be dirt or gravel, but also I only had 4 days to do 900 miles, which meant doing gravel wasn't really an option if I wanted to do most of it like that. So that's why it ended up being almost entirely pavement. All right, here we're on my favorite road in the area. This is a Class B minimum maintenance road that is very, very rough, and hopefully I don't crash today. I haven't crashed on this bike yet, and I know that if I'm going to do it, it's probably going to be this road. It's a bit smoother than it was earlier in the year so far. I'm by no means a pro rider. I'm barely a novice rider, but also my tire pressures are probably a little too high for what I'm trying to do here. And this is not a particularly adventurous road compared to what other people do, but for the area it's about as good as it gets. So yeah, after the road trip I did, that's roughly when I sold my CB500 and moved. And since I moved down here, I've been so busy with my new job that I just really have not had time to ride this bike as much as I would. I've only had it out probably, 6 times, and I've already been here 3 or 4 months. So it's kind of disappointing, but hopefully as I get more settled in down here, I'll have more time to ride. And there we go, that's the craziest portion of this road. Yeah, what a fun spot. There is actually an OHV trail in this area. I haven't been down there yet, but I'll consider that for next year. Well, I think I'm going to call it here. So thanks for sticking with me in 2021. And I guess until spring, when it comes to motorcycles, till next time, see ya.